Hello everyone, Warhammer back with episode 4 of our modded Ultimate Tomb Kings campaign. Like etc., we have taken the Oak of Ages, but now we're at war with Grom the Paunch, and I thought this wouldn't be too bad, but he decided to come after us with two armies, each of which have some Wa units, and some actually pretty scary units, so like Snotling Pump Wagons, squig herds and trolls and a fair amount of archers, which we're gonna have our work cut out for us. We did get them at a choke point battle. We have the opportunity to retreat if we need to, and I don't think they'll be able to catch us, so we could try to pick them apart after that, but I don't know if we're going to get a better option. So I think we kind of have to try to work some magic here. Our army does have a fair run of experience, but we don't have any damaging magic yet. We have the Jaff's Incantation of Curse Blades, that's it. So we'll try our best though. Oh, we have our work cut out for us. This is going to be a freaking insane battle. Cetra's force is holding off two full armies and almost two full Wa armies following its support. Lots of goblins, fair amount of archers, lots of actually orc era boys, but pump wagons in the reinforcing army. They have squig herds, Snotling pump wagons, trolls, lots of stone trolls. So lots for us to actually have to deal with. It is a choke point battle, but unfortunately it is one that has two avenues, so we're going to do our best to force them down this one. We actually don't want to split our forces up equally into two different lanes because it's going to be hard for us to support them with our leadership. We have Cetra and our Tomb Prince leading the defense, while the calf is leading the chariots on his own chariot. But Casket of Soul is going to be doing some great work throughout this battle as well. Massive missile strength, hopefully can be able to break a lot of the clumps of infantry. But this battle is going to come down to very much our infantry and holding the line because there's so much greenskins coming at us. Luckily for us, we have our experience mod on for veterancy. That's going to greatly affect our undead units. Level 4 gives them extra 11 leadership, which is massive for the Tomb Kings and like the vampire cows and stuff. So it makes them significantly better, even if they're not great. Stat-wise in melee, that leadership is going to prove to be very effective for the undead, along with Cetra and the Tomb Prince nearby providing leadership boost. We have Cetra with Unyielding Will, which is the upgraded version of My Will Be Done. So it's a little bit bigger area of effect. Going to be very, very important. Of course, we're going to be casting pretty much this entire battle, trying to keep that Restless Dead passive active. But the Greenskin armies have started to make their way across now. That is a lot of units. I think in total they probably have around like 5,000, and we're about 1,500 with mostly basic units. Our Tomb Guard have been with us since turn 1, and they're chads for that, but we also got some Nehekaran warriors. Their bonus infantry are also going to prove to be very, very useful. So we've got our two spearmen in front, supported by some Nehekaran warriors that were slightly higher ranked, so their stats can be a little bit more important on that front. They're going to try to hold the line back on this side for all the green tide coming for us. Few things of archers, 3 units of skeleton archers. They're going to have to do their best to take down these stone trolls and things like that, and the pump wagons, because we really don't have a lot of great anti-large tools for stone trolls. Skeleton spearmen have okay stats, but they're not going to fare very well without support. But Nakaf and our chariots already getting to business chasing down some of these goblin spears. Unfortunately for them, they did not brace, so they're just going to get ran over constantly, which is exactly what we need to be doing. Our chariots are going to be very, very important in this battle to weaken the back lines and get these units crushed as they try to make their way to the rest of our infantry. But ooh, big gaze of Mork there. Did hit some of our chariots. I think 2 shots got blocked by the trees, but they're just going to keep pushing in. None of this goblin or orc infantry is been ready for us, so we're just going to keep pushing through. We do not want to get caught down and bogged. So try to push in here. Unfortunately, we get caught with the Goblin Great Shaman, whose mass is enough to block us for a second. So we do get trapped there for a little bit, start taking a teeny bit of damage. But the calf and our other chariots can be doing lots of work. They've almost come to our front line, etc. Bolstering the front line over here. We have goblins with spears and swords, mostly skeleton spearmen, and the Akaran warriors in the back, trying to filter through, get on top of them. On this side, it's not in pump wagons, get into our skeleton spearmen. Kind of a counter for them, and the archers focus them down, but they'll push through a little bit. On this side, the other Night Goblin War Boss, the other Lord, is leading this front, which is kind of bad for us. So over here, we left our stronger anti-large. We left our Tomb Guards with halberds and two of our lower ranked Hekaran warriors. Tried to deal with this mass infantry. Our Casket of Souls able to get a few shots off. Carrion trying to stay out of the battle for now, but we're trying to focus down these stone trolls now before they can do too much damage to our guys. Etc. also casting the upgraded version of Jeff's Cursed Blades, which does give an anti-large bonus if you ever cast it. So we can be very good at killing these units down as fast as we can. Flock of Jeff coming over, trying to get in some of these archers on this side. Chair's doing pretty well so far, actually. Fair amount of kills, but they've really damaged a lot of these units, especially missile units in the back, which have not been able to push forward and get onto our infantry. So that's proven to be very, very useful throughout this battle. But Carrion looks like didn't quite get their attack order correct, so they're trying to go after these Orc Air Boys, but not quite there. Luckily, we kept some of our stuff in reserve over here. These Tomb Guard with halberds, trying to hold back the storm, at least not on pump wagons and stone trolls. Fortunately, they do manage to get a really good charge off. Initially, I think the trolls broke the bracing of our Tomb Guard, and then the Totten pump wagons got a nice charge and killed a lot of these guys. But first tier of the Realm of Souls going down for some heals can be very, very important. We do not have the numbers, so we're going to have to make best use of our healing through the Realm of Souls and magic to do our best. Flock of Jaff, though. Fortunately, these are Orc Air Boys, so they have much better stats than Goblin Archers, so not a great target for them, but we're trying to bring over some chariots, help them out. The Calf's still doing pretty well so far. 43 kills. We're doing very well at keeping these archers all occupied. We've sent our Tomb Prince over here to kind of hold back this line, provide some leadership over here, because our units are getting very, very damaged. This battle was extremely close, so hopefully it gets replicated in our replay. But yes, our front line is struggling very, very heavily. They've just pushed through a lot of our stuff. So like over here, our Skeleton Spearmen did not have quite enough support from these other Nahakaran warriors. So they're starting to crumble a little bit, actually, even with the support from Cetra. But Tomb Prince trying to go after this Goblin Big Boss, get him out of commission. Our archers are firing on those stone trolls, trying to take care of them. But our chariots have come around for a little bit of help, carrying of Jeff. Trying to get on these Thought pump wagons, keep them occupied for our rear charges from our chariots able to come in. The calf does come back through this way, trying to get over here and help out, just because, yeah, this side was not going very well. Our Tomb Prince took a lot of damage trying to kill that Goblin Big Boss from those chariots, things like that. The Tomb Prince actually pretty squishy in my opinion, even on his chariot. Until you get some of his leveled up skills, he still does take quite a bit of damage. But yes, Gaze of Mork, or Vindictive Glare, I forgot, they're different depending on, that's the Lord of the Little Wa. But big direct hit on the Flock of Jaff. Does not kill any units because they're bigger HP people being monstrous units for the regiment of renown. But Goblin Big Boss is probably going to get away, but our chariots are doing some cleanup work, trying to run down a lot of this infantry, trying not to get caught by the stumping pump wagons and the stone trolls, which do have enough mass to block us if they're smart. But the calf doing some work, trying to go after these squid curds. The squid curds will eat through our infantry, so we're trying to kill them off as quickly as we can. These Nahakaran warriors taking lots of damage. Some trolls have come back, but we have these skeleton spearmen just barely holding on for now. But Yeah, the trolls are a big issue. These guys have gone, unfortunately, undisturbed for a little bit, so these Orc Air Boys able to get some nice shots off and throw back. Wah going off once again. Big melee attacking damage boost along with mutant psychology, so those fear and terror causing stuff from our Undead not going to be very effective for a short period of time. Another Vindictive Glare. Trying to go after the Casket of Souls does hit archers, but these trolls do manage to come back and get on top of our archers, which is not great. Chariots did pretty well for a while, but they took some good range fire. So we're trying to pull them back and go after some more of these archers again. Falk of Dejaf have switched over to this side. Try to shut down those Orc Air Boys. But we brought our Tomb Princes over by Cetra to get that Guardian, try to keep them both up as healthy as possible. The Shapti summon from our Emma Souls did some work, but they go down. From their summoning time running out, but this front line has pretty much crumbled for the Greenskins. Over here, though, still not going terribly well in our favor. Tomb Guard have been champs and held out, although they've lost over the half their models for both units. Ekarn Warriors, very damaged as well, but we're going to bring out Cetra and the Tomb Prince, try to run down these trolls. Cetra is anti-large, so he's going to do very well at killing these guys, hopefully. Keep them occupied long enough for our archers to put them down. But Flock of Jeff doing very well. They have terror, actually. Oh no, they only have fear. Never mind. I was thinking of I thought Carrion had terror, but I am wrong. They'll still do well at chasing the units off. We just want to keep them broken and hopefully shatter some so they don't come back. Because we have not even got to the rest of the Greenskin reinforcements. They basically have a full army's worth of units left from their Wa. But the calf going after this Goblin Great Shaman. Kill him off as quickly as possible if we can, but Goblin Archers are getting some shots off into the calf. Over here, the battle is being very, very dicey. Trolls still proving to be very annoying. Even with Satcha trying to help out, and we have some Orc Boys coming in with spears. So, a lot tougher than Goblin Spears. Luckily, the Tomb Guard have been holding out very, very well. Just keeping them barely alive, getting that damage boost from the Cursed Blades, and Cetra coming in to try and help. Things were just not going very well for us. I wanted to make sure we get over here and give that boost to melee attack and defense with his Unyielding Will. The Tomb Prince is doing his best to try to keep these Stone Trolls occupied. He is anti-large, but it's not going to be quite enough. He actually does crumble to death, so we lose our hero, unfortunately. But Nakaf is still up and running somewhere, trying to kill off this Goblin Great Shaman. Actually doing a pretty good job, although he's taking some arrow fire in the meantime. Chariots, though, still doing nice work in the back, killing some of these units off and getting the new ones as they come in, trickling in a few at a time. But we don't have quite enough mobility still to chase down these units before they come back and from routing. But our chariots have been kept online, 7 models left in that one, and all 12 in this one still, so that's great to hear. Locked to Jeff, though, starting to take a fair amount of damage, still at 10 models, but less than half HP. Cetra is taking a fair amount of damage, trying to fight back all these spears and keep this line holding. We've switched those archers, tried to kill off those squigs. Yeah, Cetra taking a lot of damage. He's a little bit exposed right now, but we need him over here desperately to fight these Orc Boys with spears. Goblin Great Shaman I'm not too worried about. We did kill off one troll, and this one has been shattered. This one, I think, has been routed a few times, so they might shatter if we can break them once more, but they're getting on some of our archers. Elective Jaff doing a great job. Chariot still doing great work too. 227 kills, 178. Now we have Squig Herds come in, and this is something we do not want to fight with chariots. So unlike Direwolves, these things have the mass, they have the armor piercing, and they have the speed to really do damage to chariots if we're not careful. So we're trying to get them out of the way because they're going to take big damage if they get caught by those guys too bad. So we're trying to pool our resources a little bit, try to keep them close enough to where they get that leadership boost from nearby units. Ooh, Over here, bringing over some of our skeleton spearmen to try to finish off these trolls once and for all. The calf still holding out alright, but he's taking a lot of damage. Cetra, we've kind of pulled him back, try to get him out of combat for a little bit, get his vigor back, but now we're going to try to finish off this lord. If we can get this lord down, that'll be nice. He is using the Crown of Command right now, so he's unbreakable because of that, but it should wear off in about 5 seconds. But yes, Tomb Guard, man, we would be absolutely dead in this battle without them. 137 kills. Look at these Nehkarn warriors, 394. Chads. That's why you mix in Nehkarn warriors with spearmen, because they absolutely wreck if you can keep them shielded from a full force of an assault. But yeah, squig herds, I did not see them over here, so we're trying to bring over our skeleton spearmen in time, but oh man, those squig herds are just going to decimate the skeleton archers, so Cetra going to put himself in danger to try to weaken these guys. With our Tomb Prince gone, our sources of leadership are dwindling. But the Goblin Girt Shaman has been shattered for good, so he's not going to be back. We're going to try to kill him off. Chariots, though, still doing some work. Greenskin reinforcements have almost run out. They still have 3 units left to come onto the field, some river trolls, which are nasty. But the chariots have been doing a pretty good job. Now starting to take a little bit of fire from those archers. We really need to shut them down. The calf taking a little bit of a breather for a bit, but they still got some very dangerous units coming in. Those squigs are very, very nasty. Snotling pump wagons as well. So we're trying to bring over all of our anti-large over here, our spearmen and our tomb guard. Provide a little bit of a buffer for our casket of souls and skeleton archers who are basically out of ammo. Casket of souls we kept off fire at will. Try to conserve its ammunition for more important targets. So now that our chariots are a little bit occupied on this side of the battlefield, we're going to try to weaken down these Orc Air Boys and Goblin Archers and stuff. Because that stuff is scary, especially since our stuff has been fighting so long. They're all going to have terrible vigor. So their stats can be significantly hampered by that, but lucky for us, the Tomb Guard are holding out great against the squig herds and these little pump wagons. Over here, Chariot's still doing great work. Most of these units that have been routed have been shattered. Get the last few right here. That'll be really, really key, because we may not be able to kill off too many of these units, but big important thing is making sure they don't come back. The calf kills. I got a great shaman. I think the night boss, big boss had died a little bit earlier, but full health of units coming over here, all spear stuff, so anti-large, we do not want to fight them with the calf. He will get wrecked. But we've run out of ammunition with some of our archers. Our front line still barely holding on due to our leadership from Cetra. The extra melee stats prove to be very useful with their diminished melee attack from that vigor loss almost being completely brought back up due to his unyielding will, so it's proven to be very, very useful. The melee defense really, really helping out. But yes, lots of archers still at pretty full health, so we really got to kill some of them before they can do too much damage. One chariot is still up and running with 7 models, the other one at 7 as well, but the other one was at 12 for a long time, so now they've started to really lose models, which is not great, but they're still doing work. Almost 300 kills, 237. Over here we've left all of our Nehkarn warriors since there's no large units left on this side. They're going to have to deal with all the goblins and Orc boys with spears. One of your trolls, the river trolls from the last reinforcements coming in, they're actually going to be really nasty due to their odor, reducing our melee attack, so going to be a really, really slow grind. The calf was coming, trying to help out against the Snot and Pump Wagons, but he's getting shot now by our Goblin Archers. The Flock of Dijaf, though, coming in, trying to shut down some of those guys. A lot of the Greenskins have been shattered. It did drop its stuff from above. Bombardment ability right there, but it was a little bit off. It was a little bit delayed actually getting it off, so it missed some of the units, but could have been really key if we'd hit there. So, doing our best. We've broken most of the enemy army, but they still have several units of goblins and spears with basically full health. So balance of power actually still slightly in favor of the enemy. We're really doing our best to keep everything as healthy as we can. Over here, we probably should have sent something over to come help bolster these guys' leadership a little bit more, but they were a little bit healthier than our Tomb Guard and our Spearmen, so they'll hold out a little bit better. And the Hekaran Warriors will get plenty of kills against the Goblin Spears. But Nakaf going to go over, try to help them out for a little bit. Satcher we kept back, try to get his vigor up just a little bit, continue to cast. Having the Cursed Blades of Jaff at 2 Winds of Magic is like a godsend. Because we had like 40 or 50 Winds of Magic and we're using it constantly. We've overcasted it quite a bit to get the anti-large bonus when we had to deal with a lot of the trolls earlier, but I think we've got to the point where we just need to use the base version as often as we can because it has a little bit shorter cooldown. And we need that Restless Dead passive active for as long as possible, but Flock of Jeff finally starting to take more shots. Very low, 7 models now. Chariots finally meeting their end. We tried to bring them back into support of other units, but the spears and the Snot and Pump Wagons did a number on them. The Snot and Pump Wagons right here really going to do some work on the Hekaran Warriors. They do have flaming attacks from something as well, which is doing a big damage boost to our Hekaran Warriors, which I didn't actually realize at the time, so that's bad. So instead of just fighting there, I decide we're going to pull our guys back all into one big group. That way Cetra's aura can help all of our units. We have a better chance of actually winning this because, as you can see, the balance of power is not in our favor. We have 400 units left against almost 1,200 on the Greenskin side. River Trolls coming back with 10 models still, regen and health. These Goblin Archers are almost going down, though. They're just running away from the Flock of Jaff. These guys will get some good charges on them, hopefully finish them off. But our characters are getting very, very low. Casket of Souls doing some work in melee, though. It does have pretty decent stats, but River Trolls could be pretty nasty on that. So we're trying to bring over some of our anti-large, take up the charge of the Trolls. Setcher really coming to try to do his best to help out over on this side. This is the big issue. These units that are still basically at full health, they're pretty close to it. And Hekaran Warriors getting so low. 19 models, they're barely not crumbling due to that leadership bonus from Setra and Nakaf. Nakaf, 237 kills. Even with his perfect vigor and ward save, he is having a rough time. He's been doing well, but there's only so much he can do. Setra does get caught, unfortunately, a little bit by the Goblin Spears. I was trying to get him through. He's going to get caught for a little bit. Very, very bad for us. He is on fire, so he's taking necro damage from that due to that fire weakness that the two kings have. We do not have the ceremonial bandages yet, which give us fire resist. But, ooh. Trolls come back for a third time. They're carrying in the back, still chasing off some units, but this is really a knuckle drag-out fight for our Tomb Guard and Skeletal Spearmen. I'm surprised these Skeletal Spearmen have held up so well. 153 kills on them is no joke, since they're normally a terrible unit, but we try to keep them in front, let the Tomb Guard rest as best we can, and try to keep them healthy. They're the more important unit. They have the better stats. But Nakaf and Setra are finally starting to push back these units a little bit. Snot and Pumpback is actually finally taking some damage. Setra did manage to get out of the clump of spears, of Orc Poison Spears and Goblin Spears, just barely in time. Skeleton Archers having to go into melee, so that's not great. And yes, we're having lots of trouble with that. Big hit against Setra actually start to take some damage. Nakaf getting very, very low. But it's at the point now where we're pretty much bringing the balance of power almost back to 50% in our favor. So it's very, very close race still, very close battle. Ooh, Nakaf, 288 kills. Need to bring you close to Setra again so we get that Guardian passive for that extra physical resist. But we lose some Skeletal Spearmen right there. Both the Tomb Guard are still alive. The other Skeletal Spearmen are about to crumble to death. 2 units left. But we pretty much chased off everything over here. Flock of Jaff still doing amazing though. Like that unit, this one might break with their friends running away nearby. That would be fantastic. So this flank is pretty much secure. But over here, though, Pump Wagon's still trying to go after the Casket of Souls. We're going to try to kill them off before they do too much damage. The Calf taking a fair amount of hits. But with the combined might of the two characters, they will kill that thing off pretty quick. So now it's just a last little brawl between the Greenskins and the Skelly Boys. Cetra and the Calf coming in for one more charge. And we might actually break them. Nope, looks like they're just going to run away for a little bit, but we'll get a nice rear charge right there. This flank is coming back. Some more archers still up and running. Two guys. Most of their ammunition left, but we've killed off a lot of their models. Rebel Souls did very well this battle, but we used our Ushapti summon a little bit early, I think. I think if we had saved it for later in the battle, we'd be much better off, because right now we barely have the battle in our favor, but not by much. If one of our characters takes too much damage, we could definitely lose this still. But another unit going down. Skeleton archers do their best in melee for as long as they can. So now it's up to these other Nakar warriors. Look at that. 600 kills on these guys. That's freaking awesome. They have definitely been amazing this entire battle. It looks like we might actually start to break the last little bits of the Greenskins. Balance of power is shifting a little bit more, maybe with the rear charge from the Carrion. Oh man, we get the victory. Oh, look at that. Oh, we had 137 guys left. Cetra, 290 kills, but so much value that you can't see from healing throughout that entire battle. But yes, those Nakakarn were 615 kills, 238 on our Tomb Guard, Casket of Souls. Probably actually got more kills in melee than it did range, but man, what a battle. Holy cow. That was an insanely close battle. Everything pulled its weight during that. It's like the archers looked like they didn't get much value, but they were shooting trolls and stopping pump wagons, so it was definitely worth it. We killed quite a bit too. Fortunately for us, most of the stuff that was survived was just goblins, but man, those trolls weren't actually too bad, but the freaking squig herds, these things ate through our defensive lines like nothing, but we lost our Tomb Prince, unfortunately. But the Tomb Guard both survived, Casket of Souls survived, and the Flock of Dejaf survived. So most important stuff stayed there for the most part. Yeah, and a calf, 423 kills, 353 on Cetra, plus like a cajillion value from healing too. So they're probably going to try to attack us again, so I'm going to make sure we take their replenishment. Oh, they don't. Oh, and Bagar's attacked by the Vampire Counts. So this isn't a siege battle, I believe. Yep. So 5 Crypt Horrors. 2 Corpse Carts. Oh, the Crypt Horrors are the problem just because we don't have enough missiles to deal with them. We have some Javelins, which are anti-large, but then they have 3 ammunition. They're similar to like Skinks. And we don't have any magic. I honestly don't think this is winnable yet, so I'm just going to auto-resolve that one. I could probably fight it and it'd be super, super close, but we'll space out the really, really long battles a little bit more. We are in friendly territory with Cetra, so we are going to get more replenishment over the intern. Unfortunately, they're both probably going to be able to heal. He's recruiting. He's in encampment stance, so he can recruit too.
The time has come, my lord, to signal to your people that Nehekara is truly an empire resurgent.
Later, Petra. Well, we've got some more regiments over now, and we can maybe unlock some of them for a quick recruit for Cetra's army to go finish off those greenskins before they can come back with a vengeance. I think that's an idea, actually. So the Golden Host of Modok, I think we looked at them last time. They just get this formation. We have 200 in total, so we could get Xanadu Black Shields and them, or we can go just for Usurian's Legion of Netherworld and the Hekaran Warriors. These are the Ethereal and the Hekaran Warriors, which are really, really good. I think I actually need just more bodies at the moment, so we'll get both of them, of the slightly weaker ones. We're almost to where we can get our third army. Third army unlocks next turn. They didn't actually take Vagar, they just sacked it, which is fine. I'm going to stay just barely in Kasabar's territory in case they take this next turn, so we don't take any vampiric attrition or anything, hopefully. But let's look at Cetra. We got to level 13. Let's recruit a new Tomb Prince to replace that guy that we lost, unfortunately. So Infantry Master gives recruit rank for infantry. You get bonus attack, melee attack, and defense when unmounted. Information attack for skeletons. That's better than that one, so.
Do not challenge me. I keep my own counsel.
Take him off his mount to get take advantage of that, though.
Bow before your king.
Okay, we're back up to 12 units with Cetra. The calf, finish off. Gonna put Jar Hoarder.
Greatest.
Okay, for Cetra. Might be a while before we can actually get a Lich Priest. I guess we could. We need 100 Canopic Jars for the First Dynasty Lich Priest. So maybe we'll save up for that. But yeah, I think we just have to go. Lost all our chariots though, which are very important for killing greenskins. This gives us another recruitment capacity locally. Just gonna take the replenishment rate. Okay, are they in range to reinforce one another? Okay, they're not actually. So we could probably kill this army off for good. They still got more units from the Wa though, unfortunately. And Grom the Paunch is coming this way. It'll take forever to upgrade. 7 turns. We'll try it. I don't think we'll get there in time. Oh, no, never mind. We needed to save money for Khemri's pyramid. So we want to get that done as soon as we can. Hey, maybe we summon that other army near Cetra instead of down here. This guy probably will be able to take... He's got a strong army. He can probably take on Manfred's stuff. Manfred is down here, I believe. Or do we... I guess we move maybe a little bit closer and just see what's in the army. Okay, this is the one with trolls. This is the one that we do want to kill off if possible. We'll do it real fast because I don't want to lose these Hekaran warriors, especially since they're so high rank. Man, after that first massive battle, I'm not too eager to face the greenskins too much more, but wiping out these armies will be big boosted momentum for our campaign, so I'm going to do that. Cetra, still on his skeletal steed, but Nikaf on the chariot should be able to do a little bit of work. We're sending them in. It's not like pump wagons are the biggest issue for us in this army, along with the Squig herds. They're pretty good anti-infantry armor piercing. So they can be pretty nasty. Squigherds in particular have lots of armor piercing. And for some reason the calf is just like a punching bag. He really likes to get hit quite a bit, but he's giving that guardian physical resist, etc., which is nice. But carrying, just going to go after some of the archers in the back while we move up our legions. The Wa armies coming in reinforcing. 3 units of stone trolls still. They're pretty damaged, but they still have, what, 4, 5, 6 models. Rest are just goblins. Flock de Jaff. And they're actually very useful since we got them. I'm very glad that we decided to recruit them. But we also get to show off some of our new regiments over now. We have Zandri's Black Shields. Pretty cool. These guys come from the port of Zandri, Nakar's major port. They get access to Nakar Phalanx for a formation. We have King Nikesh's Scorpion Legion. This is one of the base legends over now. So they just get poison along with silver shields. We have another one, the Golden Host of Marak. So, sword and shield variant, silver shields, and they have the Nehekar Wedge. But we're gonna go help Nikaf as best we can. He pulled back because he got his butt kicked immediately. Trolls are coming in though, so we'll start to shoot them with our archers. The Blessed Legion of Fakaf skeleton archers, pretty cool. They have armor sundering, which is very great against stone trolls with their massive methods of armor. So great on that front. The hair goes down very quickly to Nikaf, but Cetra and them are still taking quite a bit of damage, so we're going to pull them back. Keep casting as much as we can to get that Resisted bonus going for its heal. These Tomb Guards wrecking these stone trolls, and these goblin spears going down very quickly. Our Cascade of Souls Core in the back, just trying to target down some of the healthier units. Try to lower the bounce of power as quickly as we can, but get a little bit of friendly fire on that one. Cascade of Souls is usually pretty accurate once it levels up, but we're not quite there yet. It is at rank 5 at the moment. But Cetra, Wrath of Petra, Wrath of Petra going down. Break up the formation of those goblins a little bit. There's a much better shot by our Cascade of Souls. Yes, Nikaf, below 800 HP. He really just likes to take a beating. But we don't necessarily want to go toe-to-toe with the Goblin Great Shaman. It can still do a fair amount of damage to our characters if we're not careful, especially since Cetra's pretty weak on the Skeletal Horseman. I mean, Cetra's never weak, but relatively compared to his other mounts, he's not quite as strong. The Snotling Popeyegans going down to the Tomb Guard with Halberds. Carrie just picking up some last kills in the back. But we've dealt army losses, and we'll just use the remainder of our time to use as much Winds of Magic as we can and get our army healed up. Nikaf really likes to take damage, though. I thought with his ward save and extra hit points he'd be doing well, but they do like to attack him quite a bit. Replenishment's actually not that much, and I don't know if I can... we might have to take the fight to the other army again. Otherwise, they are going to get more stuff as well. I think we have to be offensive, aggressive, and take them out. The extra physical resist might be nice. Cetra is on his Cimmerian War Sphinx now. I think this is going to be great, actually. That's worth it. We'll get our prince into the army next turn, or the turn after that. Okay, but in the calf we can do title recite, so this gives you terror. Give some boosts for Cetra as far as leadership. This one just gives him melee stats. But it gives Nikaf extra leadership. I think this one's much more worth it initially. They'll get the settlement garrison, unfortunately. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll have to do it real fast, though. One more battle against the remnants of the armies Ground the Paunch has two separate armies that came after us with their war armies. We've wiped out one, now the second one to go. Cetra is on his War Sphinx, which is awesome now. Cambrian War Sphinx, this guy's pretty awesome. It's a really, really great unit. 68 speed for such a massive monster. It has a really high charge bonus, lots of mass, very good at pushing through enemy formations. So it's going to go after some of those Wolf Riders. The army coming in from the Wa, some Stone Trolls, or River Trolls, I mean, and Goblin Spears, and a little bit of Goblin Archers. This army is a little bit bigger than the last one, plus they have some of the settlement garrison at Quinels. Slightly pump wagons again. These things are really nasty if they get charges on our infantry, so we're going to do our best to avoid that. But yeah, Cetra got some nice charges in, but they are starting to shoot him with arrows, which is not great for us, because we're still recovering from that first initial battle. We're trying to cast as much as we can throughout the entire battle, keep that Restless Dead passive going as often as we can. Army's led by a Goblin Great Shaman. We have our legions holding up, waiting for the enemy to come to us. The calf has learned his lesson for this battle and is going to sit back and not get into combat too much because we want to get his health up as quickly as possible. But Squig Herds, really, really nasty. Luckily, we do have some Spearmen. The Zenji Black Shields was charge defense, so they will negate that charge bonus. Ooh, Gazamort coming down from the Goblin Great Shaman. And it is also going to be buffing them with sneaky stabbing. But they go in really quickly to focus missile fire, but yes. Tomb Guards with halberds fighting the Goblins with Spears. Goblins with Spears are actually pretty big. I didn't think they were this big compared to like humanoids with the Tomb Kings. But there's our unit champion. Battle Bearer and Cetra coming in for rear charge kind of got whippered out at the last second, so didn't get a big one to the back, but it's going to be using that terror to great effect, waking up these goblins. Ooh, another big spell cast by Goblin Great Shaman onto a Blessed Legion of Akaf. We're going to use our Carrion and the Calf now to actually go after some of the archers in the back. They're a little bit bigger issue, but the Calf should not take too much damage since there's no anti-large with those. We're just trying to shut them down as quickly as possible, but yep. Big boost coming down. Jeff's Incantation of Cursed Blades, but some Goblin Wolf Rider sneak by. Get past my sight and going after our Casket of Souls, which luckily for us actually is pretty decent in melee for an artillery piece, so it's going to be able to hold its own and not take too much damage from that cavalry, but decided to bring over the Golden Host of Marek to go help them out. These Snap Pump Wagons have kind of escaped notice for a little bit, but Cetra getting some nice charges off on the Goblin Wolf Riders. Carrion did take a little bit of damage trying to get these Goblin Archers from the Goblin Spears coming up with their anti-large, so we're going to try to pull them out before they lose any more models. They're down to 7. I think they started with 8, but they've lost a lot of HP. Like half was going to come in for a nice charge, but decides to ram to that tree. But Realm of Souls going down for a little bit, give us a nice little bit of a heal. Our Archer's starting to target down that Snotling Pump Wagon now, but Cetra still taking a lot of fire from the Goblin Archers, so he's kind of maintaining neutral health. He hasn't really gone up or down from our healing. But the Casket of Souls, ooh, big volley right there. With the Goblin Wolf Riders out of its way, can resume its bombardment. Cetra given a nice buff with My Will Be Done. He is the upgraded version, actually. He has Unyielding Will, so it gets a slightly bigger area of effect range than My Will Be Done that the normal Tomb Kings have. And the Calf now charging into these Goblin Spears before they can brace. A big charge bonus by him, getting through them, trying to pull through so we don't get caught. Archers are targeting him down. Yeah, Nakaf is a pincushion and a punching bag. AI really likes to go for him. But we've pretty much broken the majority of the Goblin Infantry. This is the last real unit of guys that are healthy. Arch have been taking down quite a bit. The Trolls are almost dead. 3 models left. They are regenerating some health as we go, the River Trolls. So the Overwhelming Order can be nasty because it reduces our melee attack. So we actually want to kite it as best we can and not get tied down. But Cetra gonna learn his lesson a little bit and try to go after this Goblin Great Shaman right away. Since it has been a problem with its magic, we want to kill that little git as soon as we can. All the poor Goblin Archers shooting our Storm Contracts. He's going to throw down Cursed Blades for nice damage boost. Let's see if we can get this guy down right away. Just knocks him over. Didn't get the charge off, unfortunately. But we'll wreck him pretty quickly. Goblin Infantry is going down to our hail of arrows. And the Blessed Legion with their armor summary can be very, very nice. But some goblins trying to sneak around the back. Zanju Black Shields did take quite a bit of a beating, holding off a lot of the Goblin Infantry, so didn't quite notice them right away, but Calf's coming in, saving the day with that charge. Hopefully he does actually break them. Yep. And we go after the Lord. The army's broken, but we need as much healing time as we can, so. Not too bad. They targeted down Setcher and the Calf, though, so they did take a little bit of damage, but I think we managed to heal quite a bit back up with the Restless Dead. Some more Canopic Jars. Oh no, maybe we've taken the settlement before, so I don't think it counts. I think you only get Canopic Jars the first time you take the settlement. Okay. Grom the Paunch will take a little bit to get here. I'm actually fine recruiting globally, because we need to get some chariots back in this army. Okay, comparing chariots with skeleton archers to this one, I think they're pretty much the same. Yeah, I think they're just the same actually, so let's just get all missile chariots then. Oh, I guess we can only get to them. And let's get, oh. That 2 guard is going to take too long. Okay, that's fine. Well, I guess this prince is going to make up that slot. So we'll keep recruiting just in case another army comes out of somewhere before he can join. But man, grabbing the Paunch is going to be annoying. All those Squig herds, trolls, some artillery. Let's just look through diplomacy real fast. Warcraft Dynasty. Military access and a trade agreement? Sure. And 900 gold, that's totally worth that. Army of the Golden Scarab. We join war against like the Creeping Death. They're the ones that are all the way up in up here near Krasakarak, so we don't want an alliance though. Numas. Oh, we could just do. Oh, I could get a. If I do a defensive alliance, I get a trade agreement. Setzer doesn't do alliances. They bow to him and become his vassals. So we could pay 300 for a trade agreement. We'd get it back in a little over 4 turns. Where are we at with gold right now? Actually, is this going up already? Okay, it's already going up, so it'll probably be available without having to pay in like a turn or 2. Okay, Khemri, we can upgrade this and get some Screaming Skull catapults, along with some more chariots. This will let us get Greater Bastethi, which are the single unit entity. This is just 50 more gold a turn, plus some more trade resources. So that's not super worth it right away. Is there something we want to build that's separate? That just gives recruit rank stuff. I might just go for this actually for the extra control. That'll boost our growth quite a bit. The carrying are not bad, plus it's research rate too. Unless we want to go for some Mushapti. Might as well do Mushapti actually. We'll do that and the extra growth. I want to try to get to like tier 5 as soon as possible with Tomb King so we can get some fun stuff. But when the turn there, we'll start our new army. Kind of make up our mind about what we want to do. See if Manfred shows up with his other army, whether he's going to keep going after Volkmar. Yep, Brown. Sorry. Okay, we know what's in his Walt army, though. Trolls. Mostly goblins, though, so it's not too bad. Is that another one of his armies showing up, though, in the north? Oh, no, it's Sartosa. Wow, they came this far north? Or they're going towards the, they're going towards Athaloran, actually. Oh, that's interesting. We do have a vassal there. We got that. We need a few more canopic jars to get a Lich Priest for Setra's army, though. Let's get another Lord here. I think we'll make up our mind at the start of next episode, in episode 5. We'll decide whether we want to push further into Britonia with Cetra or reclaim Nehekar a little bit faster. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm Warhammer. Have a great day.